Franklin Township, and then actually went to a administrative search warrant and orders written by my predecessor. And that person then came in and got proper applications and permits to do the work. So that was set for court and common pleas about a week or so ago, so we put a stop to that. And we'll follow up on that project. The next one in Franklin Township is a situation where the gentleman had been promised information and guidance for his floodplain conditions for his bank. That was going to be provided by my office that never materialized. So I'm going to meet with him tomorrow and try to get that resolved. So that's why I say in process on these that I'm actually tangibly working with them. Ryan Homes, we had a situation in the Wintergreen development where they did not follow their drawings. They did not connect any of their gutters, downspouts, or footer drains into the storm laterals that are there as described in about 65 homes. They were a bit reluctant to have to go back and do this work because it's costly, but we convinced them otherwise. And they're going to be starting on the project shortly. And this is in concert with Ridgetown Township zoning and the trustees. The Kent Elks Club had asked last year for a certificate of occupancy, which they did not have. Because the building's so old, they couldn't find it, and that was requested by the fire safety inspector. So we're going to be putting that together for them. The Blackbrook Conservancy in Manaway had a situation where a property owner was filling in a floodplain without approvals. And so I'm going to be going after that rather quickly to take some action there. We had a homeowner in Deerfield who had built a new garage on another person's property and built that without the plan approvals and permits. So through the prosecutor's office, we're taking the appropriate action, although the person was advised last November, nothing ever developed out of that. So I'm going to take reaction and address it in an adjudication order to the owner and put them on notice. And we're going to have to be a little strong because it's affecting the complainant neighbor quite poorly, so it's only fair that we do the correct.
Doing that.
Oh, these things happen. The unfortunate side is, of course, of Deerfield is no zoning, so it's the oversight.
Built?
Yeah, it's all been built, concrete pad, and it's about 5 foot under the neighbor's property line.
And they didn't.
It's a large, it's a mess. So we're gonna, along with the prosecutor's office, we'll work diligently on that. And I just received a notice from Garrettsville zoning that they have a commercial building that is in violation of their zoning ordinances for use in a residential district, as well as it appears we previously sent something to this owner. But again, it's sat idle, so I'm gonna be actively pursuing that. And the last is the Brimfield Family Restaurant had requested a certificate of occupancy because they are conducting the Queen of Hearts drawings, and they got way too many people. But we have no numbers. The fire department doesn't have actual numbers to count. We in our business say we count noses, not heads, and how many people can be in there, and it gets safety issues. So I have all that on my desk, and so within the next 5 days, we'll be getting the certificate of occupancy set up for them with actual head count or nose count, so that they know, fire department knows how to look at those. So I just wanted to share that with you. And the last I have is we're coming up with an ISO audit. That's coming up again, and I've got notice I'll be meeting next week with the ISO folks. And I'll keep you apprised of that. It's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lot of time.
Everybody loves audits.
Yeah, a lot of time. But that benefits our community because if based on the ratings of the building department and the local fire departments, that affects their insurance ratings through their insurance companies. So it's a benefit to all the residents of the county that area we serve. That's all I had.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Randy.
Yes.
Thanks, Janet.
Thanks for doing a great job.
Okay.
My phone doesn't ring as much right now.
Oh, it's
And I
wonderful.
told you, we got an email from Cosma Electric.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll forward it to you.
Great, thank you. Great.
Take care.
Thanks.
Okay, Jean, you are up. How was your day yesterday?
I got a new water softener put in. I moved the, I trimmed the bushes. It's a great day, huh?
Now, that wasn't what I was
Go fishing?
expecting. I had a repair version for the water softener, but it wasn't a new one. It was just a little piece was wrong with it.
sewer maintenance inflow and infiltration program. We've been evaluating inflow and infiltration in our system, our collection system for sanitary sewers for about the past 6 months, I'd say. We've come up with a sewer maintenance program that we'd like to further discuss with the commissioners. This is our summary and our memo that we put together, and in it we summarize our findings, what inflow and infiltration is, and then the costs that we've estimated arise from the inflow and infiltration in our system. So not just to treat it, but also for equipment costs, maintenance on the equipment. So in it, we've estimated it's, in these two examples right here, I don't know if you guys wanna go into detail on them. These two that we found, these areas, that's estimating 5 million gallons of inflow and infiltration. Inflow would be downspouts connected into the sanitary sewers that we are unaware of, which is a little bit harder of an issue to alleviate. Infiltration is after a heavy rain event. There may be cracks and joints in sewers, and a lot of our areas are aging. There's cracks in the joints, there's cracks in the pipes themselves, so the infiltration can go through those areas after a heavy rain event, or sometimes the laterals themselves are cracked. The laterals are the service lines to the homes or the commercial entities. So in these two areas right here that we highlight, we calculated that at 5 million gallons. That's around $50,000 per year to pump and treat that. So for 2019 program year, if we were to enact that this year, we were looking at around $250,000, which in 5 years, that would be paying for itself with our cost to treat all that inflow and infiltration.
How do the overall numbers work on the proposal as far as your budget and the impact this would have on the county budget? Is it all dealt with internally?
Right now.
Yes, it's all out of sanitary sewer funds. It would be split between the regional plants and Streetsboro. Both of those funds have sufficient money to sustain this with no problem.
Okay.
There'll be no impact on the general government funds whatsoever. We're
Okay.
self-sustaining.
Okay.
And we're looking at key areas, and we're having a meeting this afternoon internally with the staff to discuss the areas we'd like to address first. And some of them are in the regional collection systems, and I think there might be an area in Streetsboro that we're looking at too.
And so you guys are requesting $250,000 to be committed to the
For the
program?
program, for the mitigation, and that would be in the form of a contract that we'd be putting together, proposal
Okay.
for an inflow and infiltration, and there's sewer lining, and then there's also joint routing that we can look into, and we're in the process of putting those specifications together for that.
And Jean, there's no problem with, in your funds, the 250?
Correct. Whatsoever. Probably long-term, we'd be doing this for several years at this level. It's either that or build bigger plants.
Right.
Bigger plants cost a lot more money than
Tip of the iceberg.
fixing
And we don't
that.
wanna be starting to get to a point where the infrastructure starts to fail so much that we have to then replace the plants themselves. And also, we don't wanna be in non-compliance with EPA NPDES permits at these plants, and some of them are teetering on non-compliance. And when the EPA comes out, when you're in non-compliance, they ask how you're alleviating I&I.
What's your plan, right?
Right, what are you planning? And right now, we just address it as it starts to happen, and, you know, our collections staff typically knows the areas that are harder hit, and when it starts raining, it becomes a babysitting operation for those areas.
And of course, that always happens on overtime. That happens Monday through Friday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Being represented by the annual cost savings is just the internal operating cost to treat and pump. That doesn't take into account the decreased overtime, the decreased wear and tear. But it's not uncommon in some of these locations to go pump for 8, 10, 12 hours straight into a tanker truck, drive the tanker truck across the county, discharge it at Streetsboro, and go back and start over again. None of that cost is calculated.
So what are you looking for from us today then?
Is approval to start a project.
Okay.
If you're in agreement, we're gonna start this, and it'll be back probably next week with an actual project number assigned.
There we go.
Okay.
So bring it back. Okay. Well, I don't have a problem with it.
No. I don't know.
No, I don't either. I think it's, good, proactive
Yes,
versus reactive.
Yeah. It's our goal.
It's gonna happen whether we like it or not.
There you go.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Laura.
Well, thank you, Laura, thanks, Jean.
And the other two items?
The other two items, there's a resolution to vacate a portion of a sanitary easement from this Shady Lake subdivision block situated in the city of Streetsboro.
Yeah,
So
we already
this-
approved
You
the
already
resolution,
approved
yep,
it?
everything's
Okay.
good.
More comments?
Is that what it is?
Short and sweet, and that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thanks.
Yes.
Hi, see you later. Okay. Well, I guess we'll recess, unless you guys got something else. Nope. Till 11:00. Be happy.
Don't make it fall.
Let's go ahead.